Hey, it's your boy Kai, and welcome to Kai Watches Gilmore Girls. Today, I'm going to be reacting to season 4, episode 18 of Gilmore Girls. This is super exciting. I just finished watching this episode. I had a blast watching this episode, and now we're going to get down to the nitty gritty. I'm going to give some of my extended thoughts on this episode, which was a very good episode. Dare I say, one of my favorite episodes that I've watched in all 4 seasons so far. Now, with that said, before we begin, if you're enjoying what you're watching here today, please be sure to follow me on your on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button if you're sitting here watching on YouTube, and then you'll be the first to see any of the videos that I post in regards to Gilmore Girls. You're going to see it there first, even before I post my 60-second recap over on the TikTok. You're going to see it on YouTube first. So make sure you go follow me there. Also, get your Gilmore Girls gear. Go visit my website, thevibewithkai.com, where you can get a shirt, a bag, a apron, whatever you want. It's all there, and it all has your favorite Gilmore Girls quotes on it. So you can just go visit thevibewithkai.com, click on the merchandise store, and then just going to see it. You're going to see it all there waiting for you. Also, you can follow me on your favorite social media platforms. Follow me at The Vibe with Kai on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Pinterest, Snapchat, YouTube, whatever you want. Type in The Vibe with Kai. You'll see me there, and you are more than welcome to follow me there, where I offer something a little bit different on each one of those platforms. So let's get into this. We're going to talk about season 4, episode 18 of Gilmore Girls. It is entitled Tick, 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 Boom. What an episode it was. A little bit about this episode. This episode aired April 20th, 2004. And just for perspective, just if you feel like feeling old today, this episode aired 16 years, 11 months, and 10 days ago. 16 years, 11 months, and 10 days ago, which makes me feel old. Okay, let's get right into it, my friends. Look at this. I like your cut, G. Look at Suki's new hairdo. I am a fan of this hairdo. I thought that this was a very good hairdo for her. I've always been a fan of Suki, and I'm glad to see that she stepped up her hair game because let's be real, Lorelai has been having a really good hair game in all of season 4, and she's killing the game. And now Suki had to step up too. So shout out to Suki for her hairdo in this episode. I'm a fan. Speaking of hair, look at this. Taylor decided that he wanted to try to step up his hairdo as well. Probably not to the same level that Suki and Lorelai have stepped up, but alas, Taylor tried it. He tried, and I mean, if you think about it, it doesn't look too bad, right? I mean, it's only because we know that he doesn't have hair on top of his head. But let's be real, male pattern baldness is a real thing. A lot of men, especially people, in their 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, they start to lose the luscious locks of hair that they had in their life, and then they feel some sort of way about it, so they try to grasp on to any sort of small piece of youth that they may have. Taylor, he's just doing that. I'm not a big fan of Taylor. Y'all know this already, but alas, he's trying to stay young. I can attest to that. Look at my soul patch on my face. Anvils? She asked a very good question in this episode. What happened to all of the anvils? That is a very good question. What happened to all of the anvils? That's what I want to know. That's probably one of my favorite questions that she has ever asked. And this was a really good moment. This was such a Lorelai moment because it actually picks up right in the middle of this conversation. And Emily is like, are we still talking about anvils? This was a classic Lorelai moment, and it really got me thinking. And now I have to look it up. What did happen to the anvils out there? I want to know. It's out there. They're out there somewhere. Now let's head on over to the golf course where we see this little scene take place, where we get Jason and Floyd and Richard and other guy whose business is being bought. One thing that I learned about this scene is that you do not want to take Jason to Topgolf with you. If you do, make sure he is not on your team. It will not work out in your favor. He was really bad at it. He was really bad at it. But you do what you got to do in order to get the deal done. And they apparently did get the deal done. However, Jason's father, Floyd, decided to come over, pay them a visit. And like, there's some like shady stuff that happens in the world of corporateness, right? But this was like the epitome of like evil. Like, even though I knew like I didn't know something was going to happen yet at this point, as soon as he came over and he was being like extra nice to Richard and to Jason on the golf course, I'm like, you're up to something, sir. You are up to something. Come to find out, he definitely was. Oh boy, how to unpack Rory and Dean. So in this scene, we see Dean, who has been tasked by Lorelai to bring over. If you look in the lower right-hand corner, you'll see a little, a little shelf, and that shelf was something that was supposed to be at the Dragonfly Inn. And Lorelai said, "I don't have any room for this, so can you take it to Rory?" Of course, Lorelai did not let Rory know because Lorelai and Rory are infamous for playing phone tag. And then in comes Dean with the brand new bookcase, surprising Rory. By the way, don't think that I haven't noticed that I've said Rory correctly so far. I'm pretty proud of myself for this. I'm pretty proud of myself. But in this scene, it's not just about the bookshelf. In this scene, what ends up happening is Dean tells Rory that he's dropped out of school and that he's focusing on, you know, his responsibilities as a person. You know, him and his wife, Lindsay, have ambitions that they're trying to take care of. And in order to do that, they need more money. And so Dean has dropped out of school in order to take on that responsibility. Rory pretty much says to him, "That's a terrible idea." Now, here's the thing. I get, like, Rory is entitled to her opinion. So let me preface this by saying that. Rory is 100% entitled to her opinion about how marriages or relationships should work. That's fine. But with that said, let's be real. Rory overstepped here. She overstepped by telling Dean that he was making a mistake by dropping out of school. Now, that is where the eliteness comes out of. Well, that's like the eliteness that annoys me sometimes about the Gilmores. This was a prime example of it. The Gilmores have this mindset that if you go to college, like you go to a college, that is how you become successful, right? But we live in a world now where that's not necessarily the case. You don't have to go to college to be successful. I'm wearing my college hoodie right now, right? But with that said, I'll be paying for my private school college for the rest of my life. And some of the things that I learned in college, most of the things that I learned in college, I do not use today. I'm glad that I have my degree. I'm proud of my degree. I worked very hard for my degree. But there are plenty of people out there that did not go to school or did not graduate from school and can become successful. And honestly, and I know I'm going to get crap for this, and that's okay, but I feel like this is one of the reasons why I am, quote, Team Dean. Now, I get a lot of crap because I say I'm Team Dean, right? Most of it is because people have the benefit of knowing future things that happen. So like anytime I say Team Dean, people always, you know, come back at me and say, well, you can't be Team Dean because something happens in the future that you don't know of yet. Okay, but even then, I still might be Team Dean after that. So what happens then, right? But this is one of the reasons why I'm Team Dean. Because now, when I say Team Dean, I'm not saying that I'm Team Dean should be with Rory. I don't think Rory and Dean should be together. I said this during my live broadcast on TikTok. I think that we need to get rid of the word toxic to describe Dean, because I don't think it's true. I think we kind of just casually throw the word toxic out there, and that's not necessarily the case. Immaturity is not toxic. He's young. So is Rory. I don't think Dean is toxic. I don't think Rory is toxic. I don't think Jess is toxic. I think they're young adults making choices, right? I do not think that Dean is toxic. And people tag me in these videos all the time. Oh, Dean, this is why Dean is toxic. And people are entitled to their opinion, and that's perfectly fine. You are 100% allowed to feel a certain way about a character, but so am I. And I don't think that Dean is toxic. Keep in mind, my friends, that we are watching The Gilmore Girls. We are watching The Gilmore Girls. This is a show from the perspective of Rory and Lorelai Gilmore. This is not from the perspective of Dean. So we don't get the full story. So I don't think it's fair to say that Dean is toxic because we only see Dean through the eyes of Rory, and that's it. That's it. I don't think it's fair to say that Dean is toxic. Of course, I have the benefit of ignorance because I'm sure things happen in the future that I'm not aware of yet. Once again, if you're following me for the first time, I've never seen this show before. This is my first time watching it. So we'll see. But right now, I'm not anti-Dean. Shout out to Kirk. Shout out to Kirk. He during the Easter egg hunt, he made real eggs and buried them in places that were not. There was like 200 eggs or something that were buried, and they were missing a bunch of them. And they were real eggs. So when they started to decay, they stunk up the town. He did not know where they were. Come to find out, he even put some in trees, not for the children's amusement, but for his, and he just forgot all about them. Props to you, Kirk. You are the pure definition of bless your heart. You know when the people down south say bless your heart, they're talking about you, Kirk. Bless your heart, my friend. Bless your heart. This is a perfect time to remind you that if you're watching this right now on the YouTube, make sure you hit that subscribe button. So you'll be the first to see when things are posted on the YouTube. You'll be the first to get my insights about Gilmore Girl episodes before I even post it on the TikTok. Hit that subscribe button on YouTube. You won't regret it. I promise you won't regret it. Lindsay. In this scene, Lane and Rory were talking shit. They were in the grocery store talking shit about Lindsay. Lindsay's done nothing wrong, by the way. Nothing yet, by the way. I've had no issues with Lindsay at all. I think she is a good person. I think that she's been good to Dean. I think that her and Dean work well. And one of the things that Rory says is, and I'm paraphrasing here. I mean, what does Lindsay even do? She just stays at home. But isn't that what Emily does? And of course, we go back to this the episode where Dean, says he wants that stay at home, person, whatever. But like, who are we to judge? If that's what they want to do, if they are happy or whatever they are, that's their decision. Who are we to judge? If Lindsay wants to stay home and Dean goes out to work, if that's what both people agreed on, then that's what it is. And I just think it's a little hypocritical for Rory to say that when, yeah, Rory. The only thing this man was missing in the episode was an evil cat for him to pet while he was giving away his evil plan to sue Richard and Jason for taking his clients. He had the cigar, he had the scowl. Only thing missing was a cat, an evil cat, and a henchman to hype him up. But this was a good scene. This whole scene was great. You know what? Here's the thing, though. You can't fault him. I got to give this guy props. This guy went into Richard and Emily's house. He got in there and did what he had to do. I can't hate him. I mean, I do, but I can't. I got to give him props for like having the gall to go in there and do what he did and to walk out like he's like George Jefferson with swag. And his wife was in on it the whole time. As soon, man, they had a talk right before they went in there. He was like, listen, when we go in there for cigars, I'm going to break it to him. And then when you see me walking out of that room, baby, you going to grab your purse and you're going to be like, ooh, baby, it's time to go. And that's exactly what happened. And then Roro, Floyd, aka once again Jason's father, breaks it to Richard and Emily that Jason has been seeing Lorelai, something that Richard and Emily were not aware of. And apparently they've been seeing each other for 5 months. I didn't realize it was that long. That much time has gone by. They've been seeing each other for 5 months. Now I said this on my live broadcast. And I'm going to say it here again. I actually like Jason. And I'll tell you why. Yes, he's weird. Yes, he has these weird, like neurotic things. I get that, right? But I like him. You know why I like him? Because Lorelai likes him. It's not about me. It's not about me at all. Every time I see these two together, Lorelai is very happy. So like, would I date him? No. But Lorelai is happy. And she seems happier than she was when she was with Max. Is he perfect? No, but there's no such thing as perfection. We can sit here and nitpick everything we don't like about Jason, but at the end of the day, Lorelai seems happy. So I can't fault him. He kind of grew on me. But I'll finish up my story on Jason at the end here. Before we get to that, Luke proves once again why he's the best character in the show. Luke found the rest of the eggs that Kirk hid, and he gave the eggs to Kirk and said, "You can take credit for it. You be the hero," and then walks away. To which Kirk yells out, "I love you, Luke!" Luke is the best character in the show. Once again, not perfect. He has his moments when I'm like, Luke, stop talking. But he has a great heart. And that's what matters. Are we going to delve into this? I think so. I think we're going to delve into this. Rory and Dean. Dean is married. Yes. Dean is making a bad decision in this moment. Yes. Do I think Dean is toxic? No. Do I hate Dean? No. Do I think Dean is a bad person? No. He's young and he still has feelings for his first love, Rory, who, mind you, cheated on him. Now, that's not me justifying his actions right here. But one thing that we need to keep in mind is that we can't compare Dean and Rory without comparing Luke and Lorelai. There have been one thing that this season has done a lot of is show Luke and Lorelai in the same-ish type of situations as Rory and Dean. Obviously, the circumstances those specific circumstances may have been different, but those two pairs have found themselves in quite the interesting scenarios together. This being one of them in this scene. Dean is not making a good choice here. And I understand why Lindsay says, "I don't want you talking to Rory anymore." I get it. Dean is not perfect and he's making a shitty decision here. But he is not a bad person. At all. And Rory is not helping in this situation. She should know better too. She should know better. But at the end of the day, once again, I'm still, even after this scene, and I'm sure more will come up in the future. So before you say, "Oh, just you wait," I get it. More happens, sure. But up until this point, I'm using the information that I know. I am still Team Dean. And let me reiterate this: that does not mean I'm Team Dean for Rory. I'm Team Dean as a person. Yes, he's making a shitty decision right now. How many shitty decisions did Jess make? So many! But we forgive him. Why? Because we feel like he has a good heart, right? We feel like it comes from a good place, right? Jess has started fights. He has dropped out of school. He moved away without telling Rory, right? But we feel like he has a good heart. Rory has done things that are just awful. She cheated on Dean. She, both physically and emotionally. Remember when she ran away to New York while she was dating Dean to go see Jess? Remember that? That was pretty shitty. But we forgive her. Why? Because we feel like she has a good heart. Luke has done some things Remember that time that Luke lent Lorelai $30,000 without telling his wife? That's pretty shitty. But we forgive him. Why? Because we feel like he has a good heart. I think Dean has a good heart. I don't think he's toxic. I don't think Rory's toxic. I just don't think they should be together. They make questionable decisions when they're around each other. Yes. But are they toxic? No. I feel like the word toxic has lost its flavor. Sorry, people, you ruined it. The word toxic is done. It's overcooked. Because we just toss that word out right now. We just toss it around. But I don't think it applies. In my opinion. If people want to believe that somebody is toxic, that's fine. That is their opinion. Once again, it's your opinion. All of your opinions are valid. I respect your opinion. I just hope that you respect mine when I say that I don't think Dean is toxic. I don't think Rory is toxic. I just think that they're bad for each other. But even with that said, I will take Dean over Jess any day of the week. And then the episode ends. We find out that there is an evil plan that Richard was in on. There's a deal being struck behind Jason's back to get Jason out as a partner of Richard's firm. Richard has been speaking with good old Floyd here, Jason's father. Somebody asked me in my live, does this change your opinion of Richard? No, this is exactly what I feel like Richard would do. Richard hasn't changed to me. Emily hasn't changed to me. They're both still the same people from season 1. The same exact people, different situations, different circumstances, same people. But that's just my opinion. So what's my score? What did I think of this episode, friends? What is my score? You're going to be happy to hear this. My score for this episode, a 9.5 out of 10. I loved this episode. This was a great episode. Dare I say, one of my favorite Gilmore Girls episodes. I liked it a lot. There was a little bit of everything in this episode. It was well written. It was fleshed out. A lot of the things that have been building up for so many episodes finally came to be. They squeezed a lot in this one episode. And guess what? They stuck the landing. And sometimes they don't. Sometimes the Paladinos don't stick the landing. But they did in this episode. Season 4, episode 18 of the Gilmore Girls was a very, very good episode. I enjoyed it. Only a couple more episodes until the end of season 4, which is a lot of people's favorite seasons. Season 4 and season 5 are a lot of people's favorite seasons. And I'm almost on season 4. I am past the halfway point, my friends. Ah, can you believe that? With that said, once again, my friends, you can follow me on YouTube. Hit that subscribe button and you'll be the first person to see all of my reactions as they come up. You'll be the first to see them before they even get posted onto TikTok and Instagram. Follow me on your favorite social media platforms at The Vibe with Kai. Follow me on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, YouTube at The Vibe with Kai, where I'm always posting blogs, videos, and things that'll help you do good, feel good, be good, and live a good life full of good vibes. With that said, my friends, thank you so much for watching. I love y'all. You have been some of the most supportive people in my life, and I'm so happy to have you here with me. With that said, my friends, as always, God bless and good vibes.